Hey guys, good morning. It is a Monday morning and I am barreling down the road to my stats class. I wanted to share a couple of things. The first was something that came up during meditation prayer time this morning. It was around imagination and the important role that it can play and how it can serve as a prayer to God. I've watched a video in the past where Jesus discusses how imagination can actually serve as a longing going out from our soul to God and actually serve as a prayer. In the example he used, it was centered around fear and not letting our lives be controlled by fear and imagining a life without fear and how important that is. And when you really truly come to visualize and imagine that, how strong that is going out from the soul. For me this morning, it was imagining a life after I work through this work turmoil where I'm in a job that I'm liking and that I feel is energizing me, not draining me, and trying to imagine that there are many possibilities. So trying to not engage in restrictive thinking or feeling like, kind of the world's closing in on me, that type of thing, or like I don't have options. So that's really where the exercise helped me this morning, and kind of the prayer that was going out of my soul is to remain open and to seek work that I can find both fulfilling, but also too can hopefully help me develop some skills that can help with the effort with the way the deep. And so that's kind of where I was focused on it. I wanted to raise it this morning, and I'm not sure if I can find the video where that is, but I'll try and include it in the comments if I can. The second thing I wanted to raise is something that I've been wanting to speak about for a couple of days, and it's appropriate or fitting due to an event that I have this evening. Just to get it out there, I've, over the last several years, managed to accumulate a really significant amount of debt, credit card debt to be more specific, to the tune of over $29,000. And normally this would be something that I could pay off within several years, as my income level used to be higher. But now that I'm going back to school and making that my primary focus, at the moment my income level is definitely lower. So this has caused me to pretty much deplete my savings, and I'm facing a situation now where I've got around $800 a month in credit card payments that I need to pay that I honestly don't know how I'm going to very shortly. So I raise this for a couple of different reasons. Number one is I just want to be able to continue to share it, as not keeping it close to my chest or being open and transparent helps me to work through some of the shame I still hold about it, and some of the self-judgment that I still hold, realizing that those are not productive emotions and that those don't help the situation in any sense, and are things that I need to work through. The second thing is hopefully maybe somebody else will come across this and it'll help them. The experience overall, and I guess why I'm raising it this evening is because I'm getting ready to go to my first Debtors Anonymous meeting, so kind of like Alcoholics Anonymous, but for debtors. And I'll maybe fill you guys in on what that looks like going forward and what that meeting's like. But what I wanted to talk about, or draw a lesson from, I guess, is there's a conversation that Jesus has, and I'll include a link for that, where he talks about how the soul exercises the will, and ultimately the will is going to be the current emotional condition of our soul, and how we can have different intellectual beliefs that can be far different from the soul, but they don't necessarily get exercised, and how we can act very differently from what we think is good intellectually. So this is definitely a case where intellectually, I mean, my past professional experience rather has been in finance, like as a financial planner and working with investments. So I definitely intellectually know good money behaviors that keep people out of debt or keep people from going into debt like this. However, there's been something in my soul that has caused me to do this. And I know emotionally for me, a lot of it's centered around a feeling of loneliness and not wanting to deal with that. And I can maybe go into that in another video to not keep this one from going too long. But what I wanted to draw out here is I'm very much feeling this lesson that Jesus was teaching of how in the soul we can be holding on to emotions which cause our will to be exercised in one way. So in my example, it would be causing the will to feel like it's okay to be going into all of this credit card debt and not paying attention to it, and to just keep plugging forward without really having any awareness or wanting to do anything around it, when intellectually I know very different behavior to engage in, or that this isn't appropriate or even responsible behavior. So I guess I'll probably leave it there. I'll try and include the video below so you can maybe dig into that further. It's definitely worth a listen and some pondering and some digestion, because it's a really great lesson and speaks to kind of how our soul operates and how our soul operates with our will in tandem. So I think I'll leave it there as I'm about to pull up to my parking spot for school. I hope you guys have a great day, and talk soon. Bye.